Starting off, this is our table of contents. This is an overview of what we'll be going through today. We have our financial goals for your family. We have current expenses. We have identifying ways to save money, identifying negative spending habits, finding ways to set up for future successes, and then a financial breakdown and final concerns. Starting off with our goals, we would like a well-balanced budget for you guys that's spread out evenly over 12 months. We'd like to decrease your debt or overall eliminate it altogether. We'd like to find a comfortable age where you guys can retire from. And we'd like to address your concerns over buying a camper for camping vacations in the summer.
So to work on these, the first thing that we're going to do is talk about your current expenses. So these are your loans, your insurance, and your general cost of living. So you're paying things like your house payment, your property tax, utilities, Marco's car, and Marco's credit cards. These aren't really things that we can change because they're pretty much set in stone. However, we have identified a few areas for growth, such as your PMI, Luna's gymnastics, your groceries, going out to eat, and other miscellaneous things. So we're going to talk about some ways where you can reduce money from certain non-essentials and put them into things that'll help set you up for success in the future. So starting off with saving money, you talked about not knowing what a PMI was, so I'd like to explain that for you guys. They're essentially safeguards for loaners, and once you reach a 20% equity on your house, you should be able to reach out to your loaner to remove it. So since you guys have already reached 20% equity, we'd like you to just reach out to them. We also noticed that Jenna has multiple credit cards, one of which has a 30% APR, which is incredibly high, with the average being about 22%. So we recommend that you pay off this balance as soon as possible and then cancel this credit card. As for your insurance, you guys have identified that as a big budget buster for you guys. We really like that Marco's employer has given you a healthcare plan with high deductible, and your life insurance plan is also looking good. We'd like you to see if Jenna can be added to Marco's policy, which is possible with some employers, and we'd like you to consider bundling your home and auto with something like State Farm. You can get a lot of bundle discounts with anything from 17% up to 30%, and this helps you pay significantly less in your premiums. And if you consider yourself a safe driver, it's highly advisable to increase your deductible so you're paying less overall.
Another source of income we've identified is suggesting that you guys pick up a part-time job. For Marco, we found a contract tech writer job at Synergies Tech, which is a remote job that allows you to work from home. Additionally, it's contract work and part-time, which allows you to focus on your primary job. Due to your background in software development, you fit all the requirements needed for this job, and there's a $50 hour pay, and we conservatively estimate that to amount to around $26,000 a year, or around $22,000 after taxes.
Another possibility is for Jenna to have a part-time job. Either both of you can pick up another source of income or just one of you. So we noticed that you have been spending a lot of time with Luna in her private lessons, so we'd like you to reach out to her coach and see if there are any teaching positions available. You could use the information that you've gleaned from watching Lena to teach beginner lessons, and you could also use this as your form of exercise and maybe cancel your gym membership. So these are a few other budget busters that we've identified. These are things that we'd like you to change almost entirely. So some other non-essentials that we've noticed is, as we've mentioned, Luna's gymnastics. You could enroll Luna in a local gymnastics gym and cut her private lessons until the family is in a better financial standing. This could save you about $6,000, which is pretty substantial. Going off of healthy living, your gym memberships are also very pricey, so we'd like you to consider switching to something like Planet Fitness with a membership of only $10 a month, and that'll save you almost $500. You also eat out quite a lot, and opting for home-cooked meals is not only better for your bodies, but also saves you a lot of money, anything from $5,000 to $6,000. And as for your streaming services, you have about 5 to 6 right now, and we'd like you to cut that down to maybe 1 to 2, like Amazon Prime and Peacock, as they have the largest arrays of entertainment, and this will save you about $700 as well. So to further set you guys up for success, either through clearing your student loan debt or investing in your retirement, we'd like to talk about clearing your student loan debt in general.
All right, starting off with Marco, as we know, you still owe around $18,000 in student debt, and you appear to be on a standard repayment plan, paying $302 a month on a 5.6 interest. Now, this is projected to take another 6 years to pay off all this debt, and you will need to pay around $3,000 in total interest. However, if we up your monthly payment to around $600 a month, this is still in our budget, and we can still afford it. And it'll cut down your remaining term to pay off this debt significantly, reducing it by almost half. Additionally, it'll help us save around $1,700 in interest.
important to not only reduce your debt, but also invest in your retirement. Since your employer matches up to $4,000, we think it's crucial that you utilize this and deposit the entire $8,000, which means that you would get the most possible from your employer. This means that after taxes, you're gonna have about almost $2 million if you retire by age 70. And we'd like you to find out more about Jenna's retirement benefits. If she has a similar situation, follow the same advice.
Now, as for transportation, we noticed that Jenna's car leasing is taking a big cut out of their monthly budget, so we have a few options and recommendations. First of all, we can recommend buying a used vehicle, as the one shown below. It's around $1,500 a year for a couple years, and it's a pretty reliable family car. We could also look into public transportation, as the Royal Oak area offers bus services such as the Smart Bus. And finally, we have another option of carpooling with Marco, as your jobs are in the same area, so carpooling can make transportation a lot more efficient.
So here are some things that you could do with any other leftover or expendable income. You could invest in a Roth IRA, especially for Jenna, because she doesn't have any specific retirement right now. And we'd really like you to build up your emergency savings, especially because you have a $3,500 deductible in your healthcare. It's really important that you put your money into a safeguarded account, so if anything were to happen to your family, you have that to go back on. We'd also like you to consider adding to your children's 529 plans. So you can start with only $1,000 for each of the kids. So money saved from birthdays or nice grandparents. And if you invest as much as you can per month, you'll always get some sort of return, even though this might not be the priority for your family right now. It's important to make sure that your kids don't go into debt, and this can help us build generational wealth. So this is what your finances could look like after implementing some of our suggestions. We're going to go off and assume that you have an extra income of about $25,000, either from Marco or if Jenna also chooses to work. So we can see that some of our things like the house payment has stayed the same, but we're no longer paying for the PMI, and Jenna's credit cards has also gone down. We also see that our insurance has gone down by about $2,000 with the bundling benefit of a conservative 17%. And your gym memberships, going out to eat, and Luna's gymnastics have also all given you a little extra income that we'd like you to put into your 401k. And we now have a leftover spendable income of about $34,000, where in the past we only had about $3,000.
Additionally, here are our final concerns. We're going to review our financial priorities for you guys really quickly. So,
we have a monthly budget of about $2,000 for you guys. We've already factored in non-essentials such as your groceries or clothing or gifts for friends and family. So we'd really like to emphasize that you invest this money into places like the 529 plans, credit card repayments, or Jenna's extra car mileage. As for retirement, we're going to recommend the age 67. You could comfortably retire anytime from about 65 to 70. So your Social Security benefits, your 401k, and any money that your kids could give you should be about 70 to 80% of your current income.
Finally, we'd also like to address the issue with the camper. Now, we've identified some pros and cons of obtaining a camper. Obviously, for pros, it's very fun, makes camping very easy and straightforward in the summer. However, there's plenty of cons that also come with a camper. First of all, campers are incredibly expensive, with an average camper retailing about $60,000 if it's new, and a used camper retailing around $30,000. Additionally, there's incredibly high maintenance fees, around $1,000 a year. And following that, campers depreciate really fast, losing about 20% value after purchase and another 35% after 5 years. Therefore, we recommend other alternatives, such as maybe investing in a campsite membership or like better camping equipment.
As for a final overview of the goals that we were talking about in the beginning, so for your budget, we have about $2,000, again, that we'd like you to invest in what you see fit. And for decreasing debt, you can pay off as much of Marco's debt as possible. It's about $600 per month if you choose to up it, but you guys seem to be on a good track as it is. And for retirement, we recommend that you continue working until at least 65, and then after that, 67 is a good age to look for retirement. And as for recreation, you can invest in a seasonal campsite membership, a couple of good tents, and camping supplies for your family.
That's everything. Thank you guys for your time. And if you have any questions, let us know.
So can you go back to the total number, or our total budget? Yeah, so you said, so our total budget is 136,000, then we have 34,000 left over. So that's both of our salaries together, correct?
Yeah, combined.
Did you guys take out taxes?
Yeah, we've accounted for income tax down here, it's the $45,000. This includes
Oh.
Marco and Jenna's like previous jobs, as well as we accounted for Marco's part-time job and any taxes we took out for that too.
Okay, all right, great, thank you.
I had a question on the credit card debt. Have you come up with a best plan for us to which credit card we should tackle first?
Obviously, we feel like the credit card debt is a very serious issue. However, we feel that 2 cards right now is fine, and so we'd like to just decrease this first, take out the first Target red card, as it's the most concerning to us, and then the other 2 are decently manageable for our budget right now, but we'd like to continue to pay them off, like constantly pay them off, and make sure we're on top of our payments.
And your credit scores seem to look okay right now. They're not super concerning. So that's something that your $2,000 budget every single month can go into. You can work to build your credit score better by paying off these credit card debts and just making sure not to spend money that you guys don't have.
I was curious about our tax liability that we have this year. We have to pay the IRS today, $1,500 or some dollars. Any advice as to how we can prevent this from happening again next year?
Yeah, sure. So it's really important that you guys do these financial breakdowns, especially in yourself. You need to know where your money is going. So think about things like your PMI. This caught you off guard because you were unsure as to what it is. So we'd like you to reach out to either the IRS or financial advisors such as ourselves again if you feel like this is spiraling out of your control again and you don't know where these extra taxes are coming from.
Last question I have is, you had said with the extra money, we could either save in a 529, save in a Roth, or put in an emergency. Do you guys have a suggestion on which one we should do first?
Yeah, sure. So we definitely like you to put your money into the emergency savings first. It's really
Okay.
important that if anything were to happen to your family, that you don't go into debt. And then after that, since we already have a good 401k plan going on, we don't think that the Roth IRA is maybe the best thing for you guys to tackle next, and instead maybe focus towards your children if that's something that your family feels like is important. Just putting a little bit of extra money aside really helps build that up for the future.
Okay. Great.
Good.
Yeah. Thank you, guys. Yeah, well done. You guys covered a lot.